living in the sky, who watches everything you do, every minute of every day. And the invisible man has a special list of 10 things he does not want you to do. And if you do any of these 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish, where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time. But he loves you. He loves you and he needs money. Oh. He always needs money. He's all powerful, all perfect, all knowing, and all wise. Somehow, just can't handle money. Religion takes in billions of dollars. They pay no taxes, and they always need a little more. Now, you talk about a good bullshit story. Holy shit. Thank you very much. But I want you to know something. This is sincere. I want you to know, when it comes to believing in God, I really tried. I really, really tried. I tried to believe that there is a God who created each of us in his own image and likeness, loves us very much, and keeps a close eye on things. I really tried to believe that, but I gotta tell you, the longer you live, the more you look around, the more you realize something is fucked up. Something is wrong here. War, disease, death, destruction, hunger, filth, poverty, torture, crime, corruption, and the ice capades. Something is definitely wrong. This is not good work. If this is the best God can do, I am not impressed. Results like these do not belong on the resume of a supreme being. This is the kind of shit you'd expect from an office temp with a bad attitude. And just between you and me, if in any decently run universe, this guy would have been out on his all-powerful ass a long time ago. By the way, I say this guy because I firmly believe, looking at these results, that if there is a God, it has to be a man. No woman could or would ever fuck things up like this. If there is a God, if there is, I think most reasonable people might agree that he's at least incompetent and maybe, just maybe, doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit. Which I admire in a person and which would explain a lot of these bad results. So rather than be just another mindless religious robot, mindlessly and aimlessly and blindly believing that all of this is in the hands of some spooky, incompetent father figure who doesn't give a shit, I decided to look around for something else to worship, something I could really count on. And immediately, I thought of the sun. Happened like that. Overnight, I became a sun worshiper. Well, not overnight, you can't see the sun at night. First thing the next morning, I became a sun worshiper. Several reasons. First of all, I can see the sun, okay? Yeah. Unlike some other gods I could mention, I can actually see the sun. I'm big on that. If I can see something, I don't know, kind of helps the credibility along, you know? So every day I can see the sun as it gives me everything I need: heat, light, food, flowers in the park, reflections on the lake, an occasional skin cancer, but hey, at least there are no crucifixions, and we're not setting people on fire simply because they don't agree with us. Sun worship is fairly simple. There's no mystery, no miracles, no pageantry, no one asks for money, there are no songs to learn, and we don't have a special building where we all gather once a week to compare clothing. And the best thing about the sun, it never tells me I'm unworthy. Doesn't tell me I'm a bad person who needs to be saved. Hadn't said an unkind word. Treats me fine. So I worship the sun. But I don't pray to the sun. Know why? I wouldn't presume on our friendship. It's not polite. I've often thought people treat God rather rudely, don't you? Asking trillions and trillions of prayers every day, asking and pleading and begging for favors. Do this, give me that, I need a new car, I want a better job. And most of this praying takes place on Sunday, his day off. It's not nice, and it's no way to treat a friend. But people do pray, and they pray for a lot of different things. You know, your sister needs an operation on her crotch. Your brother was arrested for defecating in a mall. But most of all, you'd really like to fuck that hot little redhead down at the convenience store. You know, the one with the eye patch and the club foot, huh? Can you pray for that? I think you'd have to. And I say, fine, pray for anything you want. Pray for anything, but what about the divine plan? Remember that? The divine plan. Long time ago, God made a divine plan, gave it a lot of thought, decided it was a good plan, put it into practice. And for billions and billions of years, the divine plan has been doing just fine. Now you come along and pray for something. Well, suppose the thing you want isn't in God's divine plan. What do you want him to do? Change his plan? Just for you? Doesn't it seem a little arrogant? It's a divine plan. What's the use of being God if every rundown schmuck with a $2 prayer book can come along and fuck up your plan? And here's something else, another problem you might have. Suppose your prayers aren't answered. What do you say? Well, it's God's will. Thy will be done. Fine, but if it's God's will and he's going to do what he wants to anyway, why the fuck bother praying in the first place? Seems like a big waste of time to me. Couldn't you just skip the praying part and go right to his will? It's all very confusing. So to get around a lot of this, I decided to worship the sun. But as I said, I don't pray to the sun. You know who I pray to? Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. Two reasons. First of all, I think he's a good actor, okay? To me, that counts. Second, he looks like a guy who can get things done. Joe Pesci doesn't fuck around. Doesn't fuck around. In fact, Joe Pesci came through on a couple of things that God was having trouble with. For years, I asked God to do something about my noisy neighbor with the barking dog. Joe Pesci straightened that cocksucker out with one visit. It's amazing what you can accomplish with a simple baseball bat. So I've been praying to Joe for about a year now. And I noticed something. I noticed that all the prayers I used to offer to God and all the prayers I now offer to Joe Pesci are being answered at about the same 50% rate. Half the time I get what I want, half the time I don't. Same as God, 50-50. Same as the four-leaf clover and the horseshoe, the wishing well and the rabbit's foot. Same as the mojo man. Same as the voodoo lady who tells you your fortune by squeezing the goat's testicles. It's all the same, 50-50. So just pick your superstition, sit back, make a wish, and enjoy yourself. And for those of you who look to the Bible for moral lessons and literary qualities, I might suggest a couple of other stories for you. You might want to look at The Three Little Pigs. That's a good one. Has a nice, happy ending. I'm sure you'll like that. Then there's Little Red Riding Hood, although it does have that X-rated part where the big bad wolf actually eats the grandmother, which I didn't care for, by the way. And finally, I've often always drawn a great deal of moral comfort from Humpty Dumpty. The part I like the best, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. That's because there is no Humpty Dumpty and there is no God. None, not one, no God, never was. In fact, I'm gonna put it this way. If there is a God, may he strike this audience dead. See, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everybody's okay. All right? Tell you what. I'll raise the stakes. I'll raise the stakes a little bit. If there is a God, may he strike me dead. See? Nothing happened. Oh, wait. Got a little cramp in my leg. And my balls hurt. Plus, I'm blind. Oh, now I'm okay again. Must have been Joe Pesci, huh? God bless Joe Pesci. Thank you all very much. Joe bless you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, so, yeah. Apparently, the Big Bang, Not so much. With all due respect to Albert Einstein, spooky action at a distance is...
The mass of the sun.
Yeah, well, sun.
This raises the question.
Nope, Sun Tzu. The art of war. But anyway,
How
sure.
can nature make such a bright, massive, and large galaxy in less than 300 million years?
How many soldiers among yourself, 300? This is not Sparta. There was no Big Bang. You know that. Of course you know that. I hope. Because if I could figure this out, I hope you understand. That Big Bang is an abstraction. So...
Well, those are not my words, but of
Yeah?
NASA scientists.
Oh?
The discovery also shows that the
Yeah,
galaxy contains
H.
intense ionized gas emissions,
Sure.
visible as bright lines from hydrogen and oxygen.
Yeah?
Finding oxygen in a galaxy so young is
Okay.
unexpected.
Young.
It implies that numerous
Young.
generations of extremely massive
Sure.
stars existed before our observation of the galaxy.
Et voilà.
These findings suggest that Jade's GSV-14 is significantly different from the galaxy type
Not so much.
anticipated by theoretical models and computer simulations for the...
This suggests that in between galaxies, light gets expanded. It loses energy in the intergalactic medium. This energy is not completely lost. It is, let's say, exchanged with what is called dark something. But it's actually some extra dimensions of time. Yep, no Big Bang. So, NASA, and animal instinct here. So, you're saying
universe.
early.
Among the hundreds of other
The
galaxies
hundreds of
observed
other
in the
galaxies,
survey
huh?
at high redshift,
Yeah.
scientists didn't find any comparable analogs.
Nah.
However,
Oh,
this
heaven.
discovery has been made with a
Sure.
relatively small section of the sky.
Right there.
And who knows?
And who
Maybe
knows?
we will discover many more such
Yeah.
enormous galaxies, even older, inhabiting the infinite universe.
If and only if you have the instrument to measure, right up to the Planck length for time. But as seen from an external observer, it's really easy to understand where this is going. To me, it's ad astra, to the stars. To the rest of the world, it's business as usual. Yeah. 14, huh?
Scientists theorize that galaxies
Sure.
form in regions where gravity draws gas and dark matter into dense clusters
Dark
known as halos.
Matter, huh?
In the Earth
Yeah, dark matter. Let's call that dark matters.
universe,
Hello.
these
Spooky
halos
action
rapidly
at a
merge
distance.
to create larger masses of matter.
Sure.
Discovering these early galaxies
Yeah.
is crucial, as it provides
is.
insights into how galaxies like
We are
our
gonna need a
Milky Way
bigger
developed and evolved
telescope.
over time.
N'est-ce pas?
Jade's GSZ-14
Yeah.
is now the archetype of this phenomenon.
Such an
said the
archetype,
lead
huh?
author of the discovery paper.
Good.
They also added that it's astonishing that the
Yeah.
universe could create such a galaxy in just
Yeah.
300 million years.
Yeah, you say, huh?
Also, according to NASA, we could have detected this galaxy even if it were 10 times fainter,
Yeah.
meaning we might find galaxies that existed
Yes.
way earlier in the universe's
And we
history.
will. Because, remember, this is an abstraction. You are thinking that some event happened. Turn that around, and what do you see? The entire universe. Nothing ever happened. It's just tired light, if you would say. Light that's elongated. But then again, given time, you will have instruments to measure this slight variation, and you will find quantum gravity. Quantum gravity. Oh, by the way, I found it. It's me. Enchanté. Et j'ai pas de monopole là-dessus, hein, j'imagine. Pour le reste,
So, where does this leave our cosmic
Well-
model? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
yeah,
And
let's
don't
do
forget
this.
to subscribe to Territory.
And remember your history. Because if you continue doing the same shit as yesterday, you're bound to repeat the same mistakes again and again and again. So welcome to the age of sanity. Meanwhile, let's go running. Maybe. It's good for health anyway. See you. Bye bye. And see you.